He is unapologetically himself, Kimberly Amar. What do you think about this, Kmart?
I'm starting to give zero you-know-whats about what this man has to say. He almost, he's almost like on high, like, guys, this is what I've learned after so many years of reflection, enlightenment. We get it, you're enlightened, but it just seems really strange to me. It just seems really strange, like Aaron is just kind of explaining to us all, we're like at his feet sort of learning how to be better, more enlightened humans.
Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Kimberly. What he said feels accurate. It feels true. Just about every word of it sounded true, but it's just that it's coming from him on the heels of all the other things that he says and does. It just comes off as a little unusual, but he doesn't care. So we can say and do whatever we want in reference to him because clearly he gives no bleeps. And I mean, anyone who ever says that, obviously they care. Like we all care.
He's the king of caring. Like he is the king of caring.
Yeah, all of us care. Like it's part of being human is you care. But the idea that you say it just seems weird. And given what he's done and said recently, it seems like he really does care quite a bit. What a lot of people think, but. I mean, for him to say that's the reason why he's playing well now is slightly confusing because he's been great his entire career. And he's suggesting that at some point he cared. I don't know. It's just a circuitous conversation, as many of them are with Aaron Rodgers.
I understand the momentum part, but Mike T, I want to go to you as our GM. If you're the GM in this case, do you let him play with everything wrapped up and really not a lot to play for?
Ryan, there's a 0% chance I would let him play. We've heard for months about the toe. It's better, it's worse, it got stepped on. You have a bye, and for all the controversy about this whole notion of a 17-game season, they have the ability to make it a 16-game season for their best player. So if I'm them, I'm resting him this week. They get the bye. That gives him 3 weeks. And let's face it, as great as he is, he's not getting younger. He's almost 40 years old. So this is an absolute no-brainer. Aaron, you are not playing this week.
Yeah, and I get the momentum part in a way, but then doesn't that momentum break, Nick, in some ways when he gets the bye week? Maybe he takes a couple of snaps, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't play this week, that'll be back-to-back weeks because they have the bye of him not playing. I guess feeling comfortable matters. I tend to be more cautious when it comes to football. I'd rather take more rest than more risk of injury, but I think it'd be interesting if they kind of treated it like a preseason game. Gave Aaron Rodgers and Adams, guys like that, a quarter, maybe a half, and try to get them off the field so that they feel comfortable. But 2 weeks without football is a long time, so I understand his desire to play, but we would all be calling them all very stupid if something happened to that toe or his shoulder or anything happened to his body in that game. So I think I'd be like Mike. I'd be on the scary side. You better sit down, put bubble wrap around him. If it takes you a quarter to warm up in the divisional round, oh well. We're just going to have to run that risk.
Exactly. And the other thing is, I know he mentions the media might twist this in some way. Kimberly, I have a feeling he brought this up so the media could talk about it.
All right, as a member of the media, this is not a media creation, Aaron. These are just the facts of the situation. There is a momentum component to it. It is different because they have the bye, but we've seen other teams that have the chance to rest guys and then the next week or the week after come out slow. There is truth to it, and there is truth to the fact that if you do play, you could get hurt. It's 100% injury rate. Those are the facts. It is not something that we're just making up. The question is, what does he feel comfortable with? He's saying he's playing. I would love to see Matt LaFleur say, actually, buddy, no, you're not. I think if Aaron wants to play, Aaron is playing, but like Nick was saying, I think a quarter, a half at most because of the injury risk.
And you talk about the comfort part. Mike, I got to come back to you on this because if he's your quarterback and he comes to you and says, no, I need this for my comfort, I need it for momentum, do you then change your mind and say, okay, get in there for a quarter or two?
No, I wouldn't. Again, I would maybe make practices a little bit more competitive, but I wouldn't let him play because of his age, the fact that David Bakhtiari was out for most of the year, Elton Jenkins was out for most of the year. It only takes one hit to change the entire trajectory of the offseason. So there's ways to keep momentum. There's ways to keep you sharp, but there's zero chance that you are playing this week. Let's be really clear about that. And now you have 3 weeks off, and let's figure out the best way to use those 3 weeks because there's no way you're playing this week, and we got to get you ready for the divisional round.
Especially in terms
Aaron's
of
not listening to Mike Tannenbaum.
No
way.
No, not on this.
He doesn't care what he thinks.
Mike Tannenbaum.
It's not his choice. He's not the head coach. It's not his choice.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.